BC. Hey, how's everyone? Hope you're all doing well. As you can see, I'm back in Melbourne. It's a very relaxed Sunday morning here. Thought I'd show some records I've been building up. Some jazz, some soul funk, some rock, some post-rock, some spiritual, Eastern-y influenced stuff. Yeah, back home, last time you saw me I was on the beach. Back into the routine now. I hope you're doing really well. Been a bit slack on the videos lately. I've watched a couple. I watched Dave Dark Dub. I watched a video last night. Some really cool stuff in there. But yeah, generally been off the pace a bit with the VC. Anyway, hope everyone's doing really well. I've said that twice already now, haven't I? I'll get into it. So what you can hear in the background is a record that I've been wanting for ages, which, as you can hear, it's a really cool soul jazz, funk jazz fusion monster. This is Solar Plexus. So this is actually a Swedish record. Look at that artwork. So as far as I know, they've got two records. This is definitely the one to get. This is their first record. I want to say it came on Odeon EMI. I think it's 71. I could be completely wrong. 2 LP set, and it's all like this jazz funk fusion. Vocals come in and out. I'll show you the label. There we go. So the album's called Solar Plexus, and it's by the band's called Solar Plexus, self-titled. So I'm really happy to that. I've been wanting that for ages. I actually ordered this online with another Swedish jazz record that I'll show next. And then, bizarrely, a friend of mine, Darcy, offered me another copy literally a week later. So I actually bought 2 copies. So Christian, the second one I have, it's around here somewhere. Yeah. Christian, your copy is waiting here. Look at that. I can't believe it. I've been wanting this for a few years and then I get 2 copies. Weird how things work. Anyway, that's Solar Plexus. Second, jazz, Swedish jazz. I say Swedish jazz. It's actually from Sweden and the artist is Swedish, but this is actually like a Turkish folk / spiritual jazz record. Matthew Falain Sefter. Killer. If you know this record, yeah, so good. Been wanting this for ages. Really happy to get it off the want list. Absolutely in great shape on the famous Caprice label, which I really like. I think I talk about Caprice a fair bit. One of my favourite jazz labels. Definitely. I'll generally always pick up stuff on Caprice that I see. So yeah, very spiritual. A lot of Turkish influence, spiritual jazz, awesome, really cool. Next one is definitely a Vinyl Community staple. I had a reissue of that, and I've upgraded to a original copy. I don't really need to say too much about this record, do I? I've been trying to find one in decent shape because these get absolutely trashed. So yeah, this is an original press on Strata East. The cover isn't amazing, but I know this is probably the most trashed Strata East record, I think. Soulful, Gil Scott-Heron, Brian Jackson. I don't need to say much about this record, do I? So, actually in, there's a scratch there, look at that. It's actually in decent-ish shape. Needs a wash, and I reckon it'll be fine. So yeah, really happy to get that. I think I've basically got most of the Gil Scott-Heron that I'm happy with now. I'm not going to be actively seeking them out. If I see stuff in the wild that I kind of want, I'll maybe get. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with where that's at now. So that's that. Keep going. Free jazz. Well, Sonny Sharrock, Black Woman. Wow, what a record. What an opening track. Fred actually played I think he has a reissue and he played it to me once at his house, I think. Blew me away. If you've heard this, you've heard that first track, you know what it sounds like. And then I actually really like the track Blind Willie on the first track on the second side. Absolutely stunning. Sonny Sharrock, what a guitarist. So unique, so recognizable. So I'll just tell you who's on here as well to give you an idea. Dave Burrell, Norris Jones, Milford Graham's, and Linda Sharrock, his wife. I assume she was his wife. Look at that artwork. There you go. So happy to have that. These are all want list items. When I was in New Zealand, I was digging at a store. I found some cool stuff, and then for some reason, I decided to just have one last look in a crate on the way out. I just looked at B because it was nearest the front of the store, and then I found this record here, which is massive. That I found this. It's so hard to get. This is not an original pressing. This is the Vinylissimo 2003, 2010. No, it was 1994 originally, and it was reissued in the mid 2000s. And this reissue is so hard to find as well. It's a bit damaged, but yeah, I was really happy to find this on my list for ages. I was so close to ordering off Discogs and paying almost double of what I found this for. So it was one of those weird moments where I just happened to look in and pull it out. And yeah, if you don't know this record, this is a record that was Simon Reynolds coined as post rock. Very much it's like a talk album mixed with like a English 90s. It's very British. Ride vocals. I don't know. I'm really struggling for words. It's Sunday morning. I'm very relaxed. Bark Psychosis, Hex. Anyone who watches my channel, you'll love this record regardless. It's kind of jazzy. It's rocky. It's a landmark record. Yeah, very cool. So I was real happy to find that. One New Zealand record to show. Oh, actually, no. We'll do this first. Another one I found for $7 at the bottom of the world. Did not expect to see this. I know you can get this really cheap in LA. On some of the Facebook pages, some people have been picking them up for like $3 or $4, and they're around quite a bit. I didn't expect to see this in New Zealand for a similar price. I thought, what is that doing here? Mr. Billy Higgins on a Riser Records, 1985. Really great spiritual jazz record. So gorgeous, so delicate. I just love Billy Higgins' tone. It's so it sounds really distant but warming. I don't know how to describe it. Very rounded off. It's really gorgeous. Very subtle playing. Yeah, really cool. Who's on here that you might know? Gary Bias, William Henderson, Tony Dumas. There you go. LA Jazz, 1985. Great stuff. Now we're sort of getting into rock. I'd say rock. We'll start with punk. Picked this up on Friday night. I was going out for drinks after work and I had an hour to kill. So what do record collectors do when they've got an hour to kill? I headed to a record store. Wasn't planning on spending anything. I'd already spent a lot recently. Expecting just to have a dig to kill some time. And I found something that I just couldn't put back. This has been on my list for a while. This is basically it's the first independent release in New Zealand. This predates any of the Flying Nun stuff. This is 1979, AK 79. It's a compilation of the punk music, the punk bands who were active in Auckland at the time. I'd say punk / post-punk being 1979. There's quite a mixture of styles within, there's sort of there's some tracks on here that are sort of like that oi style punk, songs about going to prison and being rebellious, and the songs are a lot more post-punky and dark and moody. There's a bit more light-hearted stuff, but yeah, this is a very hard to find record. If you know it, you know. It's insane to find this in the wild, and even at such a, I'm not going to say the price because I paid a fair bit for this record, and it's probably one of the most to spend like that on a whim. Because normally, if I'm going to buy something big, you think about it, it's premeditated. You look online, do a bit of research. So I walked around the shop for a good 10 minutes, deciding if I should buy it or not. And I thought I'll never see it again in this condition. With the inner sleeve, look at that! Isn't that artwork amazing? These are cool. Yeah, New Zealand punk. What a concept. Anyway, yeah, massive want lister, AK-79, Ripper Records, 1979. There you go. All right. So these next three records are sort of linked. I've just realised that they have a really strange link between them, which is really cool. I just honestly just thought of that right now. Okay, so I'll explain the links between them. This is it's falling out. This is a reissue from 2016 of Placebo, not the Belgian jazz funk band, but the rock emo UK band. Yeah, this is one of those records. I had the CD when I was young, listened to it to death. Great band. This is a gatefold thing here. Look at that artwork. Isn't that stunning? The CD version originally didn't have the logo on it, so it's kind of weird they put that on the front. Anyway, on the CD version I had a bonus disc. Some blue vinyl there, if anyone that's into that stuff. They did a cover side, and they had a cover of Kate Bush Running Up That Hill, which I hadn't really heard that song before, so I first heard the Placebo version. Which brings me on to the next record, which I've been wanting for a while, and I just haven't found a copy that, believe it or not, I haven't found a copy for ages that's been in decent shape or hasn't been that weird bootleg one with the splatter vinyl. So this is an original US press, Kate Bush, Hounds of Love. What a great record. This is one of those, Kieran did a cheap but great records thing a couple of months ago. This will be on there for sure. That first side, the big sky, Hounds of Love, Running Up That Hill. Stunning. Really great record. So yeah, that was a link between the two of those. The label, EMI. So yeah, that was really cool to find that. Yeah. So, and then the third one, if you know Placebo, you know they also did a track called Without You I'm Nothing with David Bowie. And he fully endorsed Placebo as the next big thing, and he helped produce some of their stuff, and he was a really big mentor to them and a huge inspiration. Because I think that Without You I'm Nothing was like the fourth on the third album, and he was with them from the beginning, helping them out and guiding them and stuff like that. So he really believed in the band. And the last one is, of course, this record. We've all seen it a few times now, but it really is brilliant. I had mine on order before I went away, and then I was away for 3.5 weeks, and then I managed to pick it up from the post office just the other day. I listened to bits of it online, and I really liked it, so I sat down the other night and gave us a full listening experience, and I really loved it. It absolutely lives up to the hype. Blackstar 2016. Beautiful package. It actually looks really cool when I'm looking at it in the camera reflection. Yeah, what can I say? You all know this record now. You've all heard about it. Comes with a booklet. 2016. Jazzy, dark, sad. Yeah. Yeah. I just read this morning that Tony Conrad passed away, which is crazy, especially because the Faust Tony Conrad reissue just came out 2 weeks ago. 1 week ago even, I'd say. What is going on this year? It's really strange. Anyway, we're at 15 minutes. I'll be back when I'm back. Who knows when that will be. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Catch you all later.